how far along in the process are you guys? Is it still in the demolition phase right now?
Yeah,
or?
so they're just finishing up the demolition. They're going to be hopefully done by the end of this month. It was a pretty quick process once we got all the utilities and everything shut off.
And when did it officially start? When did this begin?
So board approved it January 13th. And after that, we got the contract signed, and it started about a week and a half ago.
About a week and a half ago, okay. And so tell me just a bit about what is being provided here. I hear is a new softball field and a natatorium.
So we're actually moving the softball field. The softball field is currently located over here. We're going to be moving it over to this area where the house used to be, and then it's going to be tied into our natatorium by sharing a parking lot in between. So the natatorium is the bond project. This is not a bond project. This is just a school district project.
Okay, yes.
So it's not tied to the bonds program.
And so the bond project, what did that provide? So what's the difference?
Yeah, so bond project, that was what voters voted on back in May. It's specific for the things that we allocated for in those propositions. The only thing that will be associated with bonds project with the softball field is the lighting. So we got a big lighting, part of the bonds renovation project was to get new updated on the lighting project. So it will receive new lighting as part of the bond project, but that's it. Everything else with the moving of the softball field, the fencing, all that stuff is going to be provided per the district.
Okay, and so the softball field and the natatorium will be combined, you say. And so how, or at least conjoined in this area here, how big is the scale? Is it going to fill up this whole property here? What's the scale looking like?
Yeah, that's a great question. So the softball field will fill up a majority of this northern section here, and then there's going to be a large parking lot separating the natatorium and the softball field. That's going to be a shared parking lot, so that's how they're going to be joined. This property is perfect, is a perfect use for these two different projects. We haven't been utilizing it to its full potential since we bought it a few years ago, and this is going to be a perfect opportunity for our athletics section to basically take over this part.
Tell me just a little bit about the excitement, you know, of getting an updated softball field and a new thing going on here. You know, what does this mean for Longview ISD and all the children and families who get to be a part of this now?
I think everyone's really excited, basically because we're going to be tying it into this whole section involving the natatorium. The natatorium is in the current early stages of design, and so that's going to come a lot later. The softball field will be a lot sooner. We're also contemplating putting overhead, over the road kind of walking path, so people can not just utilize this parking, but also parking on the other side as well, similar to the overpass that we did connecting our current natatorium.
Okay. And you might have said this, but so when is the softball field expected to be completed, as well as the natatorium, as that maybe way later, as you mentioned?
Yeah, so we're hoping to get the softball field finished before softball starts next year. So the anticipation is that once we get this all cleared, we already have a contract signed with a company that's going to come in and start doing the preparations, and hopefully within the next 9 months to 12 months. 12 months.
And the natatorium maybe the year after?
Natatorium, we're looking at probably closer to 2027 for final completion. We are presenting the contract to the board, or a recommendation to the board, this upcoming board meeting in February. And then after that, it'll be still, like I said, it's still in the early design phases, and we're looking at probably closer to 2027.
Okay, absolutely. And for you guys and all you guys who've been a part of this, to see this finally starting to come to fruition, how does that make you guys feel?
We're ecstatic. You know, the first thing was getting the bond passed and getting all this organized, and then once you finally start to see ground break and moving dirt, everyone gets really excited. One thing our superintendent says, move some dirt. So we want to get everything prepped and ready to go, so the community sees that work is actually starting to commence, and that we're going to be moving pretty swiftly through this process.
Okay, absolutely. One little side thing, so I took some video here this morning, and I saw that there's some beehives right there. What is that right there? That might be completely off kilter, but I was just genuinely curious.
So we were actually talking about that earlier. So the beehives are going to be relocated. We're not sure where yet. We currently have a garden over at our administrative building, and that's a potential site for those beehives, but we're not going to get rid of them. They're going to be relocated.
Okay, absolutely. Any last comments just about the anticipation and what's going on here? Anything like you'd like to add?
Yeah, I mean, I'm new to the district. I just started a few months ago, and this was one of my biggest reasons why I wanted to come to Longview, is because of this huge process, this big bond process, as well as the different things that the district is doing. With the new leadership, has been Dr. Shepard has been an amazing influence on the district and how she's been able to guide us and get everyone excited about this process. So I'm really excited to be a part of the team now.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate you guys taking the time.